We know that technology is being used more and more. In fact, I would say it's rare anymore that you would come across a victim of stalking, or if you're working a case, that you would have a case that you're investigating where technology was not involved in any way. This is not an exhaustive list, but this is some of the ways that stalkers will misuse technology to spy, surveil, track their victims, and try to communicate with them. When we look at all...
So this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker podcasts. It is the 4th of February, 2022, Friday. And we do the disclaimer, use allegedly. And nobody's been convicted in a court of law just yet. Apply the but-for standard. But-for Mr. Perry stalking me, hacking me. Voyeurism is his thing. It's very sick. It's very, very sick. But for doing all this criminal activity towards me, we wouldn't do these. Apply the reasonable, prudent individual standard. A reasonable, prudent individual is working right now, Mr. Perry. Not peeping, not hacking, not poking and peeping and all the weird shit you do. Power guys. Ted Cruz, working. Tommy Tuberville, working. The guys helping me that have more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have, working. You owe your family better than this, sir. Where's Jacqueline? Where's your kids when you're sitting around on your fat, lazy ass bothering me? Listen, I don't want to hear from you. I don't care what you think. Didn't ask you. And once again, you failed to respond appropriately, as a reasonable, prudent individual would, to what I just said last night. Leave me alone. So I get up every morning. When I get up and look at my phone, he's typing in it. I'm fine. Wow, didn't ask you. Don't care, didn't ask you. What I said is get out of my phone. So we've documented this for a long time. Mr. Perry, shut the fuck up and leave me alone. Get out of my life. You're butting in. Mind your own business. No one asked you what you think, did they? What were you asked? What were you asked to do, sir? Leave me alone. Apply the reasonable, prudent individual standard. We assert all constitutional rights. I assert my First Amendment right to tell people what you're doing to me. Like all stalking victims. Tik Tok girl, Taylor Swift, Pauly Perretti, all stalking victims, sir. You don't have the right to cover up your crime. I know you think that you're some poor little, with your drama queen. You're not. You're just stupid, really. You're just pathetic and stupid. A high school kid can get over and move on. I don't want anything to do with you. You're pissing off people with a lot of power. More power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. Every day you contact me when I've asked you to stop. Every day you invade my privacy when I've asked you to quit it. Get out. Every day you take my money and you cause hardship for me. You're pissing off people that are catching your crime more than ever in your life. There's a lot of people don't want to take your phone calls anymore. I'm sick of the soap opera. I'm sick of the outrageous delusion. He's wasting my time. I have shit to do. I don't have time for his soap opera. Do you understand? Everybody's sick and tired of you. You and David Robertson both. They think you're both nutty. I'm not taking their calls anymore. They're both nutty. She said leave me alone. I don't know what the fuck they think she's supposed to lie about. They keep doing what she says before. She says it before they do it. They'll do it anyway. Ringtone emails, Charles. Mike was drugged emails. McNamara email. Harassment email. What was she wearing? Email from yesterday or day before yesterday. Leave me the fuck alone. You're not responding appropriately to the words just said to you. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. I don't want to take your bribe. That's the other thing in my... I have a lot of money. I don't care. You have ill-gotten gains is what you have. I'm not going to contribute to your crime. Not doing it. I am broke as fuck. And I know you did that on purpose. I've been saying that forever. He's trying to starve me into a lie. My guys are going to charge you with harassment of my witness, grand larceny with intent to coerce. It's a criminal act, dumbass. I don't want your money. I want my privacy. I want you to get out of my life. I want to be able to work and make my own money. And that's the other thing. People are starting to notice something's a little off with my money. She's too smart to be that broke. Lucky was mad about it because he told me. He told me. I told them to get out of your wallet. I told them to get the fuck out of your wallet. I'm not having people in my town inconvenienced because they want to get out of a lawsuit and they're taking your money. And it has backfired on you. The 18th was a bust. The 18th of December, we worked for weeks on that. And Charles and Dave fucked it all up getting her money. She couldn't even afford to go out there. Over and over and over. He ran out. We needed her in that strip club so we could get to her. He ran off all her money. Now she's broke. She won't go back out there. Doesn't make any sense. There's more about that I'll get into later. What I said for you to do, Mr. Perry, is leave me the fuck alone. I want my privacy back. I don't want you to peep. You are not invited to my life here. I came here to get away from you and to not have a fight. I don't want you. You disgust me. You repulse me. Women don't like peeping Tom types. We don't. It's a turnoff. There's a reason it's criminal. It's because it's a turnoff. It's disgusting. It's rape. It is rape, sir. So why don't you watch this, Mr. Perry? Stalking later in life. You're a little old fart, aren't you? You don't have some woman that just can't keep her hands off you. You are repulsive. You're repulsive. I moved twice to get away from you. I packed up all my shit, had to sit my kid down, and go, we have to move. I'm being stalked. He's fucking with my money. If we want to eat, we're going to have to get out of Lubbock. We're sick and tired of you. People are telling their secretaries, tell them I'm not here. Don't take Charles Perry's calls anymore. I'm sick and tired of his soap opera. Sick and tired of talking to nutty people. Might as well talk to a wall. You can't reason with crazy people, can you? Everybody's sick of you, Mr. Perry. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. They're tired of watching you put me through hell. Did you not... most people don't have to be told this one time, even. And we've said the same thing over and over, day after day after day after day. And when has your crime been caught this much? In your lives, Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt. When in your lives, and Calvin, when in your lives has your crime been caught this much? When in your life, Mr. Perry, has your crime been caught this much? McNamara email, harassment email, Michael's drugged email, Fabian puzzle. Was she wearing, a coat that looks like this? Ringtone email, get her shoe print email. Take her car away from her email. I told you to tell her to put the registration in the glove compartment. I did. That's why she didn't do it. She's not stupid. Over and over. The 18th was a bust email. We worked for weeks on that. Charles and Dave fucked the whole thing up, taking her money. Over and over and over. You're caught, Mr. Perry, for the first time in your life. Mr. Robertson, you too. Mr. Robertson, people are starting to think you're as nutty as Charles. I mean, at first it's just Charles is the nutty one. Now it's both of you. Now it's both of you. When you bother me, Mr. Perry, you're rejected. It shouldn't take 12 years every day. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get the fuck out of my life. Leave me alone. You don't have my consent to hack or peep or invade my privacy or break privacy laws. Get the fuck out of my life. I get you have money. You paid $25 million plus and you didn't get a cover-up, did you? So what did your money do? What did it do? Somebody's already asked the question about a year ago, Mr. Perry. He wants to take her money and starve her into a lie. What in the fuck is she supposed to lie about now? He's doing everything she says. She's got an email about it beforehand, then he does it anyway. So, Mike was drugged. He did do the McNamara email. He did fuck with her car. What in the hell is she supposed to lie about? He is doing that. He did do the harassment email. And all of those she sent before he did it. So as many times as he continues to do exactly what she says, what in the hell is she supposed to lie about? Come on with this. Leave me alone. Perry, you're pathetic. I don't like you. I don't like you. What part of that is hard for you to understand? I don't want anything to do with you. You're stalking me. Stop stalking me. You don't have my permission to peep or hack or contact me or my family. You don't. You don't have my consent. Mr. Perry, shut up and leave me alone. He keeps going, please hint at it. Who's my leaks? Again, I'm not told that, sir. I'm not told who your leaks are. That's highly confidential information because you have a bad habit of killing people. How many times do I have to say the same thing to you? I'm not told who your leaks are. I don't like you. Don't contact me. Don't invade my privacy. It's against the law. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want your bribe. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to participate in your criminal activity. No one has done more to catch your crime than I have. And I have help. I can't do that by myself. I can't do it by myself. Charles, shut up. He starts typing in my computer when I'm doing these. And then when I yell, shut up, he'll stop. You can't know that I'm doing this, Mr. Perry, without peeping and hacking. You can't know when I'm going to work, Mr. Perry, without watching me in my house get ready for work. You can't know what part of town I'm going to work in unless you're hacking me. You're hacking me. You're a hacker. It's illegal. You're a peeping Tom. You're creepy. It's illegal. You're a stalker. It's a felony in all 50 states. I'm sorry. It's illegal in all 50 states. It's a felony in Oklahoma. I live in Oklahoma. Do you know I've lived in Oklahoma longer than I lived in Lubbock? I hate Lubbock. I hate Lubbock because you're there and nobody did a fucking thing to stop you before I got there. You're a criminal. You're deranged. You're disturbing everybody. When you cause people problems and hardship, they tend not to like you anymore. There's criminal acts that are illegal. They're illegal because people don't like it when you do that. And when you do it, they're not. If you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. You don't have a woman that likes you. You're not wanted or loved. And you owe your family better than this, sir. Your wife, Jackie. Your kids, Jordan and Matthew, you owe them better than this, than to sit around on your fat, lazy ass bothering me all day. And then you get caught. Harassment email, McNamara email, Michael's drugged email, ringtone email. Did she have this kind of jacket on email? The 18th was a bust email. We worked on that for weeks, and Charles and Dave messed it all up, taking her money. Got to get her back on that pole and on a schedule email. Over and over and over and over. You're just caught. You're not wanted. You're caught in your crime more than ever before. And you're not getting that. You're not getting it. Things don't click for you. And people, Charles, are starting to tell their secretaries, I don't have time for that guy. If Charles Perry calls here, tell him I'm busy. I do not have time to sit and talk to someone that doesn't understand a word I'm saying. I don't have the time. People complain, is a soap opera queen coming back up here? I don't have time for that. Your delusion is outrageous, Mr. Perry. You need to control yourself, Mr. Perry. You need to go work, Mr. Perry. And you need to cease and desist all forms of all contact with me, all invasion of my privacy, and go work. And leave me the fuck alone. We're sick and tired of you. It's not that hard to get information. Everybody is sick and tired of you, sir. It is not that hard to get information. Mr. Perry, listen to the words I just said. You did not respond appropriately to what was said last night. Leave me alone. Do not contact me again. I don't want your bribe. You're just doing what I said. So we have another I told you so. How does that hurt me? We have another I told you so. It's building a criminal case, dumbass. We have another I told you so. So at the end of the day, I promise you it isn't going to hurt me at all. It's going to hurt me temporarily, but long term it will not hurt me one bit. We have another I told you so. Twice now, you got in my wallet. Twice now, it backfired on you. I don't give a fuck about how much money you have. It is ill-gotten gains. I'm not going to help you with your crime. I'm not. I've said that. 12 years I've said that, sir. You're a job and nothing more. That's all you are. Because you've had a stalker creepy problem for all your life. This time I said you're not getting away with it. And you're not. I know you lie to yourself all day. You thought there was a political vendetta. You're delusional. You thought there was a romance. You're delusional. You think a lot of things. None of it's real. None of it's real. David, they think you're as nutty as Charles. They're starting to think that. Because when you do the same thing every day and you get the same results, no date, just hold on. More than ever in your lives, your crime is caught. You don't get a date, you get told on. And you keep doing the same thing to piss off people with more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. And then you get caught, and then you get told on, and then you get caught, and then you get told on, and you want to know who told, and that's none of your business. I'm not even told that. How many different ways can I say that, Mr. Perry? I'm not told that. Wouldn't help you if I was. We want you gone. Everybody's sick and tired of you. We all want you gone. So, whoever it is, you know, it is the same as everybody. We're all sick of you. We don't want to deal with you and your drama anymore. Get off me. Get off me. Your threats of death, your threats of a second false arrest that you've tried 100 different ways, 100 different times. Your theft, your robbery, your grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with contracts, interference with commerce. Do what you do. Do what you do. Because what happens when you do that is we get McNamara email, we get Fabian puzzle, we get harassment email, we get Michael Drugs email, we get ringtone email. Was she wearing XYZ jacket? How would you know what I have in clothing items? See, you wouldn't unless you're a peeping Tom. There's no other way you could know unless you're a stalker, unless you're a peeping, unless you're hacking. So this is what this is talking about. Technology is used more often than not. At this point, at this stage in our society, with all the use of technology, count on it, law enforcement, that the stalker's probably peeping, and he's probably hacking, and he's probably got GPS on the vehicle. More and more and more, we're seeing that more often than not. Get a grip on reality. Guess what? If I can quote you, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in more trouble than you've ever been in your life. David, are you nutty too? Because nobody does the same thing every day and gets the same results for this long, unless they just want to get caught. They just want to get caught. Perry is not getting a date with me ever. I don't care how much money he wants to bribe me. Mr. Perry, for millions, I wouldn't embarrass myself and humiliate myself walking in a room with you. You disgust me. You make my skin crawl. You make all my skin crawl all the time. I don't feel anything for you but deep, deep embarrassment and disgust. At this point, you should get it. One time is all I should have to say it. Most people never have to be told, when you peep on a woman, it's a turnoff. Don't do that. You're going to make her not like you. It's embarrassing. When you hack a woman, you're going to piss her off. You're invading her privacy. You got a problem with boundaries, don't you? When you take a woman's money, she's not going to like you. When you put her in jail, she's not going to want you. When you fuck with her family, that's going to piss her off. Most people don't have to be told that, Mr. Perry. And you've been told over and over and over and over and over, and it's still not clicking for you. And now you got people telling them, their secretaries, if Charles Perry calls here, you don't tell, I'm busy. I'm in a meeting. I'm done wasting my time. He's taking my time up. And I'm explaining things to him, and he's not listening. He's not getting it. And I don't have time for that. I don't either, Charles. A couple of years ago, we get one. Charles Perry comes in my office, wants to hurt Cynthia. I don't understand why the hell he always wants to hurt her. It's very concerning that he's so obsessed with hurting her. And he'll sit down and ask me, can we do this, can we do that? And I'll sit down and explain to him, no, you can't do that, and here's why. And he'll act like he understands it, and he'll leave, and he'll be right back in here the next day or within a few days asking the exact same questions. It's like he's got Alzheimer's or something. Something's wrong with him. One time is all you should have to say it. I have told you and told you and told you and told you. I'm not told who your leaks are. Wouldn't help you if I was. I want my privacy back. I have no motivation to help you. I want my privacy back. I want you out of my phone. I don't want to be peeped on in my house. I don't like being raped every day in my home. I don't want you to know where I go and who I'm with. I want you to leave my family alone. I don't want to be threatened with death and false arrest every day. I don't want you stealing my money. When you're in jail, I won't ever be broke again, David. So where's my motivation? And I won't have to lie. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to contribute to your criminal activity. I'm not. So a year ago, if somebody's saying she's got the harassment email, she's got the McNamara email, he did do what that all says. She's got the Mike was drugged email. Mike was drugged. Is she saying it before? What the fuck is she supposed to lie about? What, you're not all there, are you? See, you got to understand people aren't as dumb as you. Everybody else is thinking circles around you. So you're not fooling anybody. You might have people lie to your face because they don't want to deal with your drama. They don't want to hear it. There's a lot of complaints about how much time you're wasting. Other people's time. My time. I'm busy. I have other stuff to do right now, and I got to drop everything I'm doing to do a podcast because you won't fuck off. Leave me the fuck alone. Listen to this again.
Million people are stalked in 1 year in the United States. Well, how do we know that? There is an ongoing survey that is done by the Centers for Disease Control. It is a random sample telephone survey. And it's done every year. It's ongoing. The results you're looking at now are from 2011, so there's a little bit of a lag time from when the survey is done and when it actually gets reported. And what they found is that 4% of women and 2% of men will be stalked in 1 year. And so if you wanted to do this for your own communities, you basically take your population. You take 4% of your female population and your 2% and 2% of your male population. And that will give you the statistical number of how many stalking cases you should be seeing either in your state or in your own communities. A couple of things to note with this study. It comes out in the NISTIS. It's called the National Intimate Partners and Sexual Violence Survey. You can Google this if you're not familiar with it. Please do so. You can read this online. They research domestic violence, sexual assault, and stalking. So please go ahead and look that up if you're not familiar. Two things with the study, though, regarding stalking and the 7.5 million. Number one, they used a conservative definition of stalking. Of fear. They used a definition where it asked people if that behavior made them feel very fearful. If you think back a couple of slides to when we were talking about the definition, I didn't say there was a pattern of behavior directive at a specific person that would cause a reasonable person to feel very fearful. I just said that would cause a reasonable person to feel fear. And so by using that conservative definition of very fearful, we are eliminating potentially some of the victims. And so that number is likely to increase if we just ask if they felt any level of fear. Secondly, they only interviewed people over the age of 18. And let me just ask you to think to yourself, do you think stalking begins potentially prior to the age of 18? Absolutely. Middle school, high school, this can begin at a very young age. And so again, this number is likely to increase if we take those things into consideration. When we look at the age of stalking victims, the age group that experiences the highest rates of stalking are those 18 to 24. But that's not to say that stalking can't extend over the course of the lifetime. And in fact, when we look at the study that was done here, we see that those that are between 50 and 64, that 10% of that population will experience stalking, and that those 65 or older, that 4% will experience stalking. So again, this is not something that is just limited to a young age group. It really can extend over the course of the lifetime, and it does impact older adults. Interesting to note, when we look at the research, and there's not a lot actually of research that's out there regarding older stalkers, older victims. It's mostly done with that 18 to 24-year-old range, or even older than that. But once we start getting into older life, the research kind of falls short. The research that we're looking at now shows that unlike that population is more likely to be stalked by a current or former intimate partner. In fact, half of those victims will be. But what's interesting about older stalkers and older victims is that half of those, and actually more than half, will be stalked by an acquaintance. So this is someone that could be a handyman who comes by to do work on the home. This could be someone that the victim sees at, a church, at any type of group that they belong to. But it's not going to necessarily be a current or former intimate partner. In fact, when you look at this, you see that they're about equally likely, 23.9 and 23.9, to be stalked by a stranger or an ex-intimate partner. And so what we're looking at here is an acquaintance. It could be a son, a daughter, any type of family member, a caregiver, any type of acquaintance in this age group. And when we look at the tactics that are frequently used by stalkers, they really run the gamut. But most frequently, they're going to send those emails, the instant messages. They will leave strange or threatening items. They'll leave cards, letters, flowers. Sometimes, and this is not uncommon, we've heard of cases where stalkers have sneaked into victims' cars, sneaked into victims' homes, and they've just left perhaps some type of item. So in the car, it might be a rose that's left on the front car seat. And we frequently heard that victims have people coming in, their stalkers coming in and moving things around the home. So they're moving their pillows around.
All right, so remember I did say I had a credit card taken out of my home. I didn't know that it was taken because I don't use it very often. Police told me, Perry got into your house and he's got your credit card. Go look. I went and looked. I said, you're right, it's gone. Okay, report it stolen right now and order a new one because you're going to need it. So I did. Right in my house, we have a witness that says Charles Perry, as long as I've known him, trolls women. He picks women who are divorced with kids. When they're not home, he will pay the landlord, the maintenance guy, a locksmith, or he gets a bump key and he'll get into the home. So you can't tell there's any kind of forced entry. He will put a hidden camera in the home and he broadcasts them all over the world, all over the dark web, all over the internet, in the privacy of their house. Women and little children. That is child pornography. He's a sexual sadist. He enjoys getting women hysterical. And then he goes, and I'm quoting, rubs one out. He enjoys getting women upset. He hacks them. He'll cause them to lose their job. He makes sure they don't find another one. He'll starve them It's a human rights violation. They can't even meet their basic needs. Women who have been successful and stable all their life, all of a sudden, their world blows up. The kids don't get what they need or want. Then they lose their home. Then he has the ex take the kids away because now they're unfit. And he's done it over and over and over and over and over. And he's caught. And he doesn't get it. He's still offering me, as of this morning, a bribe. Who's telling on me? I'm fine. I don't care how you are. Didn't ask you. What did I ask you to do? You need to respond appropriately, Mr. Perry, to the words I just said to you. Get out of my life. You make me sick. You make me sick. Everybody's tired of you. There are people that will no longer take your phone calls because they're sick and tired of trying to reason with a crazy man. It's a waste of time. They're trying, you're stupid. It's very difficult to talk to somebody who doesn't understand what you're saying. Go to Mexico. If you don't know any Spanish, go to Mexico and try to carry on a conversation with somebody. You can't do it. They don't know what you're saying. And you don't know what the fuck they're saying. And that's what it's like talking to Mr. Perry. I didn't say, how are you doing, did I? What did I say? Leave me alone. I don't want your bribe money. I'm not going to lie for you, and I'm not going to help you be a criminal. I've been the one person who has played a very key role in catching your crime more than anybody you know. You need to remember who it is you're talking to, sir.
Around, or they're placing, carrots that should be in the refrigerator into the freezer. They're turning the tchotchkes around, and this really goes to make the victim question, their cognitive abilities and whether they're just confused or if they are forgetting that they're engaging in these types of behaviors themselves, and they start to question that. So they almost start to wonder, again, if they are going crazy. We know that stalkers will watch and follow. Again, they're making those phone calls, they're hanging up, and they will approach the victim or show up at places where the victim will be. We know that technology is being used more and more. In fact, I would say it's rare anymore that you would come across a victim of stalking, or if you're working a case, that you would have a case that you're investigating where technology was not involved in any way. This is not an exhaustive list, but this is some of the ways that stalkers will misuse technology to spy, surveil, track their victims, and try to communicate with them.
It says cameras. Hacks my phone and starts typing in it. Is it your family talking? I told you not to talk to my family, didn't I? So we have another one. By the way, we have a court order to invade your privacy because you're a criminal being investigated. Sexual exploitation of women and children is a very serious criminal matter. There's billions of dollars being put behind fighting what you're doing, Mr. Perry. I have people helping me that have more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. It's really difficult to have power when you sit around doing what a little girl can do. Watching TV, playing with dolls, poking and peeping. Work. Then you won't need a cover-up, right? And you don't have one, sir.
When we look at older adults and the technology usage, we may stop and think, well, these people probably aren't engaging with the technology, so this isn't something that would be as utilized, or maybe I don't have to worry about it. But actually, when we look at the research, we see again that older adults are in fact engaging with technology. So well over 3/4 of older adults have a cell phone and they use it. And we see that almost...
Now, Tulsa police, everybody's irritated as fuck with you. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Irritated as fuck with you. You need to watch these. Educate yourselves. LAPD has a threat management unit that they take stalking reports because 75% of femicides are committed against victims who were stalked first. If I end up on the first 48, that's your fault. Lucky and Mike, your fault. You didn't prosecute a blatant obstruction case. How pathetic. How pathetic. Everybody's irritated with you. There's cops outside of Oklahoma and Texas. Did you know that? They're smart, too. Did you know that? They can look at Mike's case just like we did. Did you know that? They're not impressed. They're not even a little bit impressed. It's embarrassing, actually, especially for those of us who come from law enforcement and good law enforcement that knows how to fucking get a bad guy. You have a pile of evidence on your desk of stalking, hacking, fraud in a courtroom, perjury, destruction of evidence, on and on and on and on. People can put two and two together, Tulsa police. This man came where I am. Twice I picked my son up, packed up everything, asked him to leave everybody he knew, to get away from a crazy person who thinks that peeping is a date. Harassing people is a date. Mr. Perry, a date is when you go to dinner with someone who wants to go to dinner with you, who has some sort of romantic interest in you, or friend, or business partner. I mean, a business date is not a date, it's just a business date, but going to do things like normal people do when they go on a date, and you have a wife named Jacqueline who's being humiliated and betrayed by you. Why you owe her better than that. You owe your kids better than that. You need to work. Get off your fat, lazy ass and go work. You're making people very upset with your little delusion problems. David, people think you're as nutty as Charles. Are ya? I mean, you prove that one way or the other. I really... This was recorded. I was at work. I can't even go to work without being harassed. I can't. I'm working in a strip club to get away from you. I had a political consulting career. I'm meeting all my life. My granddad was an elected official in Roswell. My family was the power where I grew up. You don't even know what that's like, do you? Growing up in a town, it was a small town. Roswell, New Mexico is a small town. Growing up in a small town where your family is the power. Police chief, city councilman, county treasurer was my granddad. The police department's named in his honor, Tulsa Police, because he knew how to help people who were victims of crime. My grandmother got, she said, over 200 letters from people in Roswell who he helped, thanking him. And that's just the people that took the time to write a letter. They helped a lot more than that. So I record this guy who came to my work. To my fucking work. The guy asked me 3 times if I was wearing a wire. And we're arguing. Your husband sent me. I don't have a husband. So you got the wrong girl. Who is it you're looking for? What does she look like? No, I came to see you. What do you mean you came to see me? Your husband sent me. I don't have a husband. I think you have me mixed up with somebody else. What does the girl look like that you want to see? The stalker, the Texas senator sent me. I go, no, he's a stalker. That is not my husband. It's not a boyfriend. I'm suing him. We're in court right now. I'm suing him to be rid of him. 4 times, Mr. Perry, I've sued you. The first time I didn't ask for money. All I asked for was for a judge to make you leave me alone. I feel nothing for you but deep disgust. Nothing. So with this, people are going, what is it she's supposed to lie about? He's doing exactly what she said. This guy and I start arguing over, what the status of my relationship is with Mr. Perry. It's a criminal victim relationship and nothing more. So, what's he do? He starts offering me money. Look, this is the thing that David Robertson does. This is his technique. This stop. When you start saying things that doesn't fit their narrative, then they just interrupt you. It's very rude, David. Very rude to act like that. When someone's talking, you let them finish. Whether you like what they're saying or not. You're in a lot of trouble, Mr. Robertson. So, people are questioning your mental status, too. Pinto, so I'm telling him I'm suing him. Look, I can't get into that right now. You might have a wire on you. Yep, okay. So, right up here, he's my caretaker. What the fuck does that even mean? He'll be really nice and he'll give you $5,000 if you'll sleep with him. And I'm like, ew, yuck, no. Mr. Perry types in my phone every day. He's wealthy. You have ill-gotten gains and you're about to go to prison for that. I'm not going to help you be a criminal. Leave me the fuck alone. Then you won't have anything to cover up. Leave my family the fuck alone. Then you won't have to ask, are they leaks? Are they? Are you telling them stuff? Our shrink and Lonnie Athens both talk about the mental and psychological and emotional torture you're putting family members through, or anybody. When one person asks you to hurt, Charles Perry is asking people to abandon all their morals, all their ethics, everything they know to be right and wrong, everything they believe in. Abandon all that and hurt her or we'll hurt you. Just like they did in Nazi Germany. Kill the Jew or we'll kill you. I had a study. I pulled it up. It's out somewhere. The study of, it's Lonnie Evans, the criminologist, works at Seton Hall. He's a professor. We study him at my school. It's psychological torture, Mr. Perry, to put somebody through that. Hurt her or we'll hurt you. So, this guy came to my work. I don't go where Charles is. He comes where I am. I moved twice to get away from him and completely changed my life. Completely changed my life. From going from meeting with senators and congressmen and governors and judges and on and on and on all day long to working in a strip club. Now, who gives up that kind of life to go work in a strip club? No one. No one does that unless they have to. There's a lot of crime you can catch in a strip club, Mr. Perry. This guy came in a strip club. Why are you hiring somebody to come see me in a strip club? You're a stalker. So that's why the guy's like, what's she supposed to lie about now? He wants to pay her. He wants to put her in jail. Offer her a bribe. Take my bribe and lie. What you're going to do is kill me, and we all know that. He tells me something about I can run his political career, and I'm like, right here. Politically, it won't do a damn thing. Politically, you could ruin him. What? Politically, you could ruin him. Yeah, and I don't give a shit about that. I just want him to leave me alone. Why can't you behave like a normal person? Why aren't you embarrassed as you make everybody else feel? Why aren't you disgusted with yourself as we all are disgusted with you, Mr. Perry? Everybody's tired of dealing with it. People don't want to take your phone calls anymore. We hear complaints all the time. Is the soap opera queen coming back up here? Is he going to be in town today? I don't want to deal with it. I have real normal shit to do. I don't want to deal with delusional soap opera queen coming up here, asking us to hurt her. Asking us to take her money. Listen, if I'm working in a strip club, he's running off all my money. They had somebody parked right out front, running customers off. Caught him more than once. We told Rogers County and Mays County. They got people running customers off. That's called tortious interference. Two businesses sued police for doing that. A strip club in Oklahoma City and Torchies, and they won. When you harass a witness by coercing, by grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with commerce, interfering with contracts, you're going to go to jail for that, sir. I'm not going to take your money. Whatever money I get compensating me for what you've done to me through restitution or whatever else legitimate means, that happens like that happens. But you're not going to I'm not going to take your bribe and lie. You're making me mad every time you ask me to. I said no. Let me tell you something. When you've been in leadership and come from a family of power in the town where you grew up, And you're the kind of person that, you make a decision and you go, and you don't need a bunch of people to approve of it. You're just a leader. That's me. I don't give a fuck what you think. I didn't ask your approval. There is no person that I make a phone call to and say, is it okay if I think this? Is it okay if I do that? The only people that I'll ask, is this going to mess up the case if I say this or if I do that? It's all about messing up the case, integrity of the case against you, the criminal case. Other than that, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. So when I say no to something, one time is all I have to say that. And if you keep pushing me after that, all you're doing is pissing me off. You're not going to persuade me. You're not going to, get me to cooperate. You're going to piss me the fuck off. I said no. That's it, period. No. So when you've offered me a bribe before now, over a year, I said no. I said no to the $5,000. I'm saying no to all of it. Get out of my life. Get the fuck out of my life. And you need to act like a grown-ass man and respond appropriately to what was just said to you. Leave me alone. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you want. You're not relevant to me at all. Not in any way at all. It's a criminal victim relationship and nothing more. 12 years. When in your lives has the crime been caught this much, Mr. Perry, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Powell, Mr. Burson, and Mr. Chadwick? When in your lives has your crime been caught this much? It's because you fucked with me. I know people who have more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have, and every time you hurt me, every day you peep on me, every day Mike's in jail, they get more and more pissed off, and they go at you harder, and we get more. You don't know what you're fucking with. And you can't seem to understand words said to you. It's like trying to talk to somebody who speaks Spanish and doesn't know English. You don't understand how old are you? It's very irritating to deal with somebody who doesn't understand you. It's irritating. You go down to Mexico and you try to have, most people try to learn at least enough Spanish when they go to Mexico so that they can kind of communicate down there, to order food, ask where the bathroom is, get new, clean towels at the hotel, whatever. And they get, I know I went down to Mexico. I bought a little book, a little translation book. Now you can use Google Translate. I haven't been down there in a long time. Now you can use Google Translator. So actually, the club where I used to work, it's owned by an Asian man. He'd get very irritated at me at times because he couldn't understand what I was saying. There's a little bit of a language barrier. So what we had to do is use the Google Translator so that he knew what I understood me. It's like you're an American English-speaking fucker who ought to know the words said to you and what they mean at your age, unless you got Alzheimer's or senile dementia. Do you? That was the question. Perry comes in my office and he wants to hurt Cynthia. Why in the hell is he always coming in here trying to hurt her instead of just leaving her alone? Like a responsible, reasonable, prudent adult. And so he'll tell me what he wants to do, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. And I'll sit down and explain to him why he can't do that. And he acts like he understands you. But then a day or two later, he's right back in asking the same questions. It's like he's got Alzheimer's or senile dementia or something. Why in the hell am I have to say the same thing over and over? Why is he even in here asking the question at all? Get a fucking life. And get out of mine. Everybody knows it's wrong to peep, to hack, to stalk. Why don't you? Most people never have to be told, don't do that. It's offensive. It's inappropriate. It's criminal. Most people don't have to be told that, Mr. Perry, and you're told over and over and over and over, day after day after day. It's the same thing. It's illegal to bribe somebody. It's illegal to witness tamper. I'm asserting my constitutional rights to equal protection under the 14th Amendment, and that would include equal protection of the laws of the Title 18 of the United States Code, 1512 and 1513. You're fucking with the wrong people. You're fucking with people who care about me, want me to be happy, want me to be free, want me to have my privacy back. I'll never be broke again once you're in jail. They'll make sure of it. Right now, they have to protect the integrity of the investigation, and you have a bad habit of killing people, and we're not going to have that. So for a temporarily, I'll be broke, since that's what you insist on. But at the end of the day, you're going to jail, and I won't be broke ever again. And I won't have to lie. It won't be ill-gotten gains. It will be normal, legit money that is owed to me as a remedy for what you've done to me and what you've put me through. Every penny you've taken. And the hacking is bullshit. So I'm trying to work, and he's jamming up my Uber Eats app, so it won't work. Now I can't make money. I'm in a strip club, and he's got a guy sitting outside running people off. And then, we got a recording of this young guy said, for 6 years all we heard is he's got to get her to stop working at a strip club because he thinks that she'll come to her senses and want him. And so she finally quit. Now all we're hearing is we got to get her back in that strip club. We got to get her back on that pole and on a schedule so we can get to her, like Pinto did here. Going where I am. You're coming where I am. I said, get the fuck out of my life. You need to learn how to control yourself, sir. Low IQ and no self-control. You're the ones calling up here, asking my whereabouts. None of your business, stalker. I moved twice to get away from you and not have a conflict. And all you do is cause drama and problems and hardship and conflict, and everybody's tired of it. And so it's not that hard to get what you just said. Like the day before yesterday. Can you tell me what she was wearing? Was she wearing a jacket that looked like this? It snowed. It wasn't me. But the thing is, you can't request a certain driver. When you're ordering food, there's no legal way for you to know when I'm working, what part of town I'm working in, anything like that, for you to contact somebody that's a customer that I would deliver food to. Richard, did you do that? Was that you? Ringtone Richard. 50 bazillion emails about how Richard wants my ringtone. And then 9 pages of calls. 9 pages, Richard. Can't say she's crazy when she's got 9 pages, not 9 calls. 9 pages within 2 days. To my service of phone calls trying to get my ringtone. So now I can say I told you so. We did say. I did tell everybody. Before, right? It's always before. That's Granddad, Elam Hall, Chief Elam Hall. It's right there on his name is all over that wall in the police department in Roswell. I grew up with it. My family was the power in the town where I grew up. You have no idea what that's like, do you, Perry? Power guys, Ted Cruz, Tommy Tuberville, United States Senator Tommy Tuberville, who walked out of Lubbock without even dignifying you with a goodbye. He's in the United States Senate. He's working. And he's got more power than you'll ever have. Same with Ted Cruz, working. You can't be powerful when you do the same thing a 1-year-old little girl does all day. Watch TV, pretending, playing with dolls and unicorns. You owe your family better than that. I don't care if you're wealthy. I don't want anything to do with you. By now, you ought to be able to figure this shit out by now. We've said the same thing over and over and over and over and over. It's very, very irritating to have to repeat the same thing and you're still not getting it. Look at that. It's not legit, but I'm going to have her car towed and sold before she figures that out. That was in August 2019. Since that time, I've had the radiator hose punctured, oil drained out, taillights taken out. I'm told a lot of times before, remember, there are police on you. Sin, they got your taillights. Go fix them before he wants you pulled over. And police get tired of being asked to do that, Charles. I had 2 police come in to tell me in Sensations in 2015, he's just trying to find some way to arrest you. We told them, they're not helping you with that. People get tired of being asked for that. It's psychological torture. Charles Perry is psychologically torturing people like the Nazis did. Asking people that love her, or just moral people that don't even know her. Break the law. Abandon your principles. Abandon your morals. Do what I tell you, or I'll ruin your life. It's not setting well with some, Perry. Why would it? See, you guys don't have empathy. You're sociopath. So, you're void of normal human emotions that everybody else has. It's like trying to run a race with no feet and everybody else has feet. You fail to factor that in. The 18th was a bust, was it? You guys wanted me out at my family's house on December 18th for Christmas, where you had about 20 different horrible things planned for me. But you did your overkill like you always do. Same thing you did at the club. Ran off my money. I'm not going back in there for canned food. It made sense, my guy says. It made sense to have you go there and get evidence like we had with Pinto here. And Terry Wagner's shit. Terry Wagner, who said, I've worked in road construction in Oklahoma for 40 years, but I never heard of David Robertson in Dynamic Shot. Yeah, I don't think that's true, because I worked in Vegas for a long time. 2 million people in one city. A lot of the medical people all know each other. We've at least heard of each other. I had a medical business. There's a couple of people, for sure. You name their name, anywhere, any town, they'll know who they are, if they were in medical in Vegas, ever. So don't tell me for 40 years you worked in the same industry in the same state and you never even heard of him. So within 30 seconds, I identified him as a proxy stalker for you. Everything after that was just getting evidence. You sent another guy in to fuck with me. Same with Mickey James. Maybe it's worth the risk for him to kill you. And then it looked like Chandra Levy, the suspicion. You're bringing suspicion on yourself, Mr. Perry. You don't care. Because you think everybody's as dumb as you. They won't suspect a thing, right? They do. And they're mad. They're pissed at you. So don't ask me who told. You don't care about that. You don't give a shit about it. You don't think it matters. It does matter. Because when in your life has your crime been caught this much? Mr. Perry, when in your life has your criminal acts of stalking, voyeurism, sexual exploitation, harassment, grand larceny with intent to coerce, interference with contracts and commerce, perjury, fraud, destruction of evidence, hacking, peeping, weirdo shit, sexual weirdo shit. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? And first-degree murder of a police officer. Premeditated first-degree murder of a police officer and suborning perjury in the trial of Officer Michael Neely, who just took a complaint of vandalism in my car 6 days before. You think nobody suspects a thing? You're off your nut. And my guys have more power in their pinky toe than you will ever have, and they're mad as hell right now at what you're putting me through. I didn't ask you how you feel. I said get the fuck out of my life, didn't I? You don't have my consent to be in it. You're just pathetic. I've had my car wrecked 4 times in 2 years. Somebody hits me, and they always hit right at the wheel. There's a reason for that. Your car's not wrecked. Nobody's taking your taillights out. What did she say? They get access to the car, they get access to the house. Illegally. When in your life has your crime been caught this much, David? People think they're starting to think you're as fruitcake as Charles is. Because you get caught and keep going right back at it. Who the fuck does the same thing every day, gets the same results, and gets up and goes right back at it for this long? If they're not nutty. Perry, people are telling their secretaries don't take his calls. I don't have time to waste for it with his outrageous delusions. I don't have time. I got a business to run. I've got a family to take care of. He needs to go take care of his family too and stop calling me with his delusions. And you, when you start threatening me, Mr. Perry, When you start telling me how you are or how you feel, what you think or what you want, you need to remember who it is you're talking to. I played a key role in catching your crime more than anybody you know. So don't fuck with me. Remember who it is you're talking to. I don't care what you feel. Didn't ask you. You weren't asked. I don't give a fuck what you think. You weren't asked. You're a Looney Tune, so believe me, I don't care what you think. I don't. Why would I? You need to respond appropriately to what was just said. When somebody tells you leave me alone, and you start typing in their phone, hacked, oh, I'm fine. Didn't ask you how you feel, did I? What did I ask you to do? Leave me alone. Stop hacking. Stop peeping. Stop taking my money. Stop causing problems. Stop contacting my family. Go be with your family. Go work. Get off your fat, lazy, perverted ass and go work. And leave me alone. Don't contact me. Don't invade my privacy. Don't take my money. Leave me alone. And then you won't need a cover up, Perry, Robertson, Powell, Josh, Chadwick. You won't need a cover up. If you're a law-abiding citizen, working your business, going to see your constituents, hanging out with your family, and believe me, Mr. Perry, you do need the alibi. You don't seem to understand that. You absolutely need an alibi, and it's going to take a whole, because you have a history of witness tampering and coercion, I'll buy a lie. You don't get to do that. You can't just put some schmuck on the stand to testify for you. You're going to have to prove what you were doing, and that you were doing anything but what I say. Prove it. Not with somebody saying, oh yeah, I was with him. Bullshit. You just this morning offered me a bribe to lie. Even though there's so much out there already, people are going, what is she supposed to lie about? He's doing exactly what she says. Mike was drugged. She said it 3 months before anybody else said it. He did do the McNamara email. He did do the car email. Take her car from her. 4 wrecks in 2 years. And my guy's like, calls me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Go look at your taillight. He took it out. I usually get up at 3. Everybody gets in their car and they just drive away. They don't go look at the taillight. I went and looked at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and sure shit it was out. I went and had it fixed. Charles, nobody likes a peeping Tom. You're alone. You don't have a woman that can't keep her hands off you. You have crime caught more than ever in your life. Your peeping Tom problem is sick. It's sicko. You're pissing off people with more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have, and you don't seem to get that. It's irritating that you're stupid. I said stop doing that. It's gross. Stop. It's illegal. It's rape. Stop. It is not a trophy, sir. It's disgusting. He's just typing in my computer. I like looking. I can see you. Oh my God. Wow. Again, not the appropriate response to what was just said. It's a crime, not a trophy, dumbass. That's why you're in trouble. Don't act like you care who told. You want to be told on, don't you? You're a nutbag as it gets, aren't you? Get out of my computer and get out of my house with your cameras. Get out. The more you bother me, the more you're told on. You are pissing people off with more power in their pinky toe than you will ever have. How can you not know that at this point? You don't care who's telling on you. You want to be told on because you provoke. That what you just did? I like looking. I can see you. That's provoking. You just pissed a bunch of people off. The wrong people. You just pissed people off. The wrong people. You want to get caught, don't you? Jeez, I've never seen such stupid in my entire life. So yeah, he's tried to do that one. Look at that. Mike Neely had not a mark on him. Not a mark on him. I said he didn't do it. He was drugged. He slept through the whole thing. You can't beat somebody to death when you're asleep. You can't beat somebody to death when you're drugged and unconscious and in respiratory distress, dying. I said it before anybody else said it. He didn't do it. He was drugged. And he didn't get a full tox panel before the Narcan. When they gave him Narcan, he came to. That means the Narcan altered his chemical composition in his body that caused him to be knocked out and in respiratory distress. He was dying. First-degree murder of a police officer. Fuck you. I can see you. Fuck you. You are off your nut saying shit like that. You're provoking the wrong people, Mr. Perry. We found out that you drugged Mike because my guys went over and started asking about it when things didn't look quite right. 6 days later, after she files a vandalism report, Chief Miller's dead? 6 days later, not even a week. And that's not related? You're off your nut. If it wasn't related, you know what you would have done, Mr. Perry? You'd have done what a reasonable, prudent individual would do in the same circumstances. You would have had a press conference, and you would have said, she's accusing us of making a police officer who took a report, no suspect named, undetermined at this point. There needs to be a police investigation. 6 days into it, before they can actually do much investigating, the chief and the officer who took the report are supposedly in an altercation. One of them's dead. One of them's murdered, beat to death. But there's not a mark on the other guy. So it doesn't look like he could have done it. But we didn't do it. So let's investigate it. Let's have somebody investigate it and find out who did. Instead, you're offering me a bribe money. I have money. I have money. Lie for me, and I'll do what you and I'll give you what you want. You'll kill me, and everybody knows that. And I don't want to help you commit crime, Perry. I'm not going to cover up for you. I've been playing a key role in catching your crime more than anybody you know. You're not getting it, sir. You're caught. You're caught. There's never going to be a date. When you contact me after I've asked you to stop, what you do is you piss off power people who went over and asked Escambia, what happened here to these two guys? Because we got a case and it's fishy. Oh yeah, we gave him Narcan. He was drugged. He didn't do it. So I'm saying it before anybody else said it, aren't I? You did that murder, and if you didn't do it, you wouldn't go at me. You had demanded an investigation, so there is no suspicion on you. We want to make sure there's no suspicion on us. Because the facts here don't add up to Mike doing it. So let's find out who did do it. Because right now it looks like we framed Mike and we're harassing Cindy to get her to shut up about it. That makes us look guilty. That's what a reasonable, prudent individual would say, Mr. Perry, and that's not what you're saying. You're offering me money. You're invading my privacy. You make me feel raped, and you're pissing off people with power that you, and all this time, you've not been able to even get near. You don't get a date. You don't have a woman who wants you and can't keep her hands off you. You are just getting told on. You don't have a woman, sir. You're alone. You're caught and alone and rejected. Every day for a decade. 12 years, I'm sorry. 12 years. I kept saying a decade. And then I was like, you know, I met him in 2010. By 2011, we're already having problems with him coming up behind my house and watching me in my backyard. And I've Facebooked that to my friends. I'm probably going to have to move because this guy's showing up at restaurants. This guy's creeping on me. He's got a nutty fruitcake problem. He's got a boundaries problem. I'm going to have to move. That was in 2011. You have yet to produce evidence of a political vendetta. I think you imagined it. So guess what? People don't want to take your calls anymore, Perry. When Perry calls up here, tell him I'm in a meeting, or I'm busy, or I'm out. Anything. But he's not going to take up one more minute of my time with his delusion. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing about it. His delusion. How many people have said that? He's wasting my time. Didn't you have a friend that said that? You're taking time away from my family and my business, and you don't have a love life. You have crime. And by the way, it's not covered up this time. So stop wasting my time. I don't have it to give you. And you don't have the right to take my time. Yet there's no love life. She hates your guts. She moved twice. She sued you 4 times. I said 3. It's actually 4. The first lawsuit, I didn't ask for money. What I asked for? Judge Irick, make this weird man leave me alone. And you know what he said? You have to have a police report. And you forgot yours, so I'm not going to grant your protective order. But Mr. Perry, goes without saying, don't contact her. It goes without saying means at your age you ought to know better than to act like that. Than to hire guys like Pinto and Terry Wagner and Mickey James and all that. Yeah. You see that? People were sick of you. That's Manford. Sick of you. I watched her walk through a parking lot one day. She goes, I've lived here 10 years. I've never seen people pull up and start taking pictures of people like you're going through. Charles, shut up. What part of shut up don't you get? You need to respond appropriately to what's being said to you. Act like you understand it. Do you? You need a butterfly net, don't you? I watched her walk through the parking lot one day, and this car pulls up and circled around, and boy, she got, you know, what do you call it? I don't know, tensed up. She got real tensed up. And she turned around and looked at me, and she goes, what in the fuck? I said, I'll go talk to him. She goes, well, I don't want to. I go, I'll go talk to him. I walk up and I go, what is it that you need? Well, we're looking for a place to stay. All right, the office is right there. Go talk to the people in the office. Oh, no, not right now. Not right now? Okay, well, whenever you're ready to actually stay here, go talk to the people in the office. The office is right there. But don't drive around through the parking lot like this doing donuts like you're looking for somebody. We made him leave. I almost made Chief Ridley leave. I didn't know I didn't know who it was. Because Manfred uses white vehicles, and this was a black one. And everybody's talking about a black SUV. A black Lexus with Texas plates. That happened before my false arrest. That black SUV is in Text with Dave. And then Miss Stephanie here, another person. Hang on. Now she's talking about it too. It's very unnerving and menacing what you do, Mr. Perry. It's crime, felony. It is felony crime in the state of Oklahoma. Felony crime. You're in a lot of trouble, sir. You need to respond appropriately to the words said to you. Leave me the fuck alone. I didn't ask you how you feel. I don't care. What I care about is I want my privacy back. I want you to leave my family and friends alone. We're sick of you. People are sick and tired of your phone calls, whining and complaining. You know, there's somebody done me wrong song. It's bullshit. And you owe your family better than that. Way better than that. And you've hurt 2 families in the town of Manford. First-degree murder of a police officer. Suborning perjury. You're gonna go to jail. I don't care what you lie you tell yourself. You thought there was a political vendetta. You think peeping is a date. It's not. It's disgusting. That's why you're in trouble. That's why you're in trouble. And grand larceny with intent to coerce me. I said no. One time is all I say that. You keep asking me after that, you're just going to piss me off. And you have, and you did. So, I'm not, why would I help you? When you're in jail, I won't be broke ever again. I'll have my privacy back. My family and friends won't be threatened. Charles, shut up. I said no. Respond right to what was just said. You're not getting me back. 12 years you're rejected. Leave me alone. Act like a grown man. I said no. When you push me after that, you're pissing me off. You're pissing people who have power. A lot of power. More in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. Because you don't have power when you sit on your fat lazy ass, perverting around, acting like a little girl. I said no. No means no. Fuck off. I want my privacy. I want my privacy. Get out of my house. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. I want my privacy. Nobody cares what you think. You were not asked, Connie Curry. Nobody asked you what you think. You owe your family some dignity. You're pathetic. And I left. Get over it like a man and move on. 12 years, not one date, but you're told on and told on and told on and told on and told on because you're making everybody mad. You're pissing everybody off and everybody's sick and tired of you. You're pathetic. I said no. No means no. One time is all I say that. You keep pushing me after that, you're gonna get your nuts kicked off. Metaphorically, Matt. That's what's happening every time you're told on. You're getting your nuts kicked off, dumbass. I don't like you. You're skank. You're skank. You disgust me. You disgust me. Write it down. I'm tired of repeating myself. I said no. When you push me after that, you're gonna piss us off. You're pissing off people with more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have in your entire life. You can't get there. You're too stupid. Day before yesterday, describe when she dropped off your food, which we should know. What did she look like? What was she wearing? What was she driving? Richard. Ringtone Richard, we call you. Get the fuck out of my phone, Richard. Get the fuck out of my phone, Charles. Get the fuck out of my home with your cameras. You never had my consent for that. Fuck you. It's not a trophy. It's a turnoff. You're alone. You don't have a woman, Perry. You don't have a woman who wants you and can't keep her hands off you. I sued you 4 times to be rid of you. I've moved 4 times to get away from you. Fuck you. Your delusion is making people gag, dummy. That's why you keep getting told on. It's not that hard to get information. It's not. You got leaks all over the place. You can't control your leaks. We control your leaks. You've never controlled them. You have no control. You can't even control yourself. It's illegal to do voyeurism, stalking, and hacking, Richard, because people don't like that. When you do that, and when you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you, and they will turn against you and help people who will put a stop to it, because we're all irritated and sick of it. Everybody's sick of you, Charles, and your drama. Is that soap opera queen coming back up here? We got to deal with that. I have other shit to do today. I don't have time for it. When Charles Perry calls here, you tell him I'm busy. I don't have time to sit and listen to his outrageous delusions. I have work to do. Go fucking work and leave me alone, Perry. Because when you don't, you get told on. That is stalking. That is stalking. And then Lucky got upset with you because you called up there and said she's a prostitute. And the owner of that place comes and tells me, Lucky comes over here asking if you're a prostitute. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Is she a prostitute? There's no men coming in and out of her room. She keeps to herself. She doesn't bother anybody. And I said, well, you know, these cars that come up here and take pictures of me, they're looking for a problem. If I were a prostitute, they'd have pictures of it. They're looking for a problem. So tell Lucky to ask the guy that told him to find something. Where's the pictures? Since you got all those people pulling up, taking pictures of her, you had to have a picture of it if she was a prostitute. Men going in and out of her room, wouldn't you? Shouldn't even know where you are. That's what those our guys go. I got this call from one of our friends. He was like, I got 3 people in my office to go. How did he even know she was in Manford? We don't know where she was. We're not stalking her. Why did they know? The whole thing is stalking, isn't it? So why does he even know she was there? Why isn't he with his wife? Why isn't he working? Why is he bothering her in Manford? Why can't he control himself? Why can't he act like a dignified person with some class? You're not ever getting a date with me, you skank. When I say no and you keep pushing, you're going to piss me off. That's a bad idea. Because when you piss me off, you piss off a lot of people with a whole lot more power in their pinky toe than you will ever have. And that's why you keep getting caught. This time, more than ever in your life. You've never been caught in your crime this much since you fucked with me. And you don't seem to get that, Mr. Mental Slow. You embarrass me. I wouldn't walk in a room with you for millions. You embarrass me. You're stupid and you're delusional. And you're pissing us off. I don't do weirdo. I don't. You gotta be normal to ride this ride, and you can't do it. No control. You're just pathetic. Look at that. What does that say? They said they wanted to get her on harassment. She never called us. They called us fucking constantly. If Charles Perry calls here one more time, I'm not taking his calls. I have shit to do. I'm busy. Charles, we all work. We don't need a cover up. You're sitting around perverting, doing what a 1-year-old little girl can do. You're pissing everybody off. David, you get your hands out of my wallet, you too, Charles, because when you don't, my guys who have more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have go at you, because we're all tired of this. They're tired of the suffering and the hardship that you're causing. Charles, I'm not going to take your bribe. I'm not. I don't want your money. It's ill-gotten gains. I want the money that you took through legitimate means, sir. Getting it legitimately. I don't want a bribe. I'm not going to lie for you. I'm not going to be your girlfriend. You're trying to buy a girl? Go to Vegas and get an escort. I don't want you. I moved 4 times to get away from you. I sued you 4 times to be rid of you. When I say no and you keep pushing me, you piss me off. And you piss off people with power. Your crime is caught, dumbass. There's not going to be a date. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You're pathetic. Leave me alone. Shut up. No one asked you how you feel. What were you asked? Leave me alone. Peeping is not something to be proud of, Mr. Perry. It's disgusting. It's rape. You don't brag, I can see you. And what the fuck is that? You are mentally fucked up more than anybody I've ever met in my life. That is a fucked up thing to do. I can see you. I like looking. I can see you. And I'm like, what am I, how do you even, what in the fuck? Not a trophy. That's why you're by yourself. Women are turned off by peeping toms. It is a crime. It's disgusting. You disgust me. What is the goal you guys wanted all those years ago when you first started all this bullshit? Was it to get told on and caught, told on and caught? Because that's all you've gotten 12 years into this. This was the thing. I'm not going to pull her over every time you call up and say pull her over and harass her. We don't do that. You know how many times I've been followed by cops just for miles? Wow. I guess Charles called wanting me pulled over again. Duly noted for the record. Cops get tired of you asking them to hurt me. I come from police. You're the bad guy here. A lot of guys took it to heart what you did to Lucky and Mike. And my sacrifice to help Mike. I don't know Mike, but I know he's a cop. And I know he didn't do anything to you. And so, I've been without electricity and a warm shower and food to help him. And that's resonating with some people. And some people you're going to wish it hadn't. You are fucked up. Everybody's sick of you. Understand the words said to you, sir. Act like a man your age instead of a daycare kid. When you fuck with me, you guys get caught. Every day. Every fucking day. There's no way to know when I'm working, Charles. Shut up. Do you know how to shut up? Get out of my computer. Shut up. Do Do you know how to shut up? See, you shouldn't know I'm doing this right now. It's a recording. He acts like it's a conversation. You shouldn't. You're peeping and you're hacking. Otherwise, you wouldn't know I'm recording this right now. This is not a conversation. Shut up. Get out of my computer. Nobody asked you what you think, did they? You weren't asked, Connie Curry. Shut up and leave me alone. So I guess this was lucky, maybe. I don't know. I'm not told who it is. I'm not told that. I'm not told who the leaks are, Charles. I wouldn't help you if I was. I want my privacy back and you're gone. I want my money back and you're gone. Or at least for you to be gone so I can make money without you taking it faster than I can make it, David. Everybody's pissed at you right now for that. Even your people, because the whole 18th was a bust. We spent weeks working on that, and Charles and Dave took all her money, and she couldn't go. We spent weeks working on it. They pulled her out of the strip club because they took all her money. No reason for her to go back out there. Now we can't get to her. You can't know, Richard, what I'm wearing unless you're a peeping Tom. Because I change clothes, as it turns out. On any given day, no one can know what I'm wearing. Unless they got a peeping problem. Richard, you're in some trouble, man. You need to leave me alone. This is the McNamara email. He's still trying to do it. Still trying to this whole email is about he's trying to coerce me into doing something I don't want to do. Dated 10/29/2015. Look at that. And he'll do it by false arrest if he has to, and he did. So everybody wants to know, Charles, what is it you think I'm supposed to lie about now? Listen, you're getting on people's nerves. Stop wasting everybody else's time with your delusion problems. You and David both. Don't make any more phone calls asking somebody to take their time to listen to your soap opera. Everybody's sick of it. It's not that hard to get information. Richard, Charles, Dave, you can't know anything about my work unless you're hacking me. You can't know. It's not possible. He jammed up my, that's what he did. He jams up my Uber. First of all, I had a student loan money coming. So they call the school and say, hold on to it. And they did. And then they jam up my Uber Eats app so I can't make money. It won't work right. So then they had the 17th, my 1031 motion to vacate on fraud denied by the judge. They paid the judge. That's on the record. Do you understand? In our court, Charles, you're going to have to deal with that in our court. So will that judge. So will that judge. Then they had all this stuff planned for me to go out to my family's house on the 18th. They were going to use my family to hurt me. Weeks they worked on it. But they had gotten into my wallet so deep, I couldn't afford to go. I tell my guys, I can maybe squeeze out enough to get gas and go out there with my Uber Eats job. Nope. Go home and sit there because something's wrong and we're going to call you back in a minute. Don't leave your house. So I did. They called me back in there. Oh my gosh, they had this planned and this planned and this planned and this planned. They wanted Manford to arrest you because you like Manford police. I don't really have a relationship with Manford police, Mr. Perry. I had some positive interactions with Manford police. They acted normal around me. Go figure. Cops who are normal. Jesus. Did the normal things cops do. Did what a police officer is supposed to fucking do. We're gonna get Michael out of jail. You had your chance. How long did I tell you, get him out or we will, and you won't like it? If we can get what you just said, can you tell me, was she wearing an XYZ jacket? Did it look like this? McNamara email, harassment email, Fabian puzzle, ringtone emails, like 100 of them, Richard. Get her shoe print. Charles, shut up! This is not a conversation, Mr. Perry. You shut up. You control you. We control your leaks. Always have, always will. You focus on you. You owe your family better than this. You have no power. You're a little girl playing with dolls and unicorns. perverting around all day, bothering everybody. People won't even take your calls anymore. Sick and tired of hearing about your soap opera. A lot of complaints. A lot of complaints. I said no. No means no. You're pathetic. I said no, period. That's it. The more you push me, the more you make me mad, boy. Boy, you make me mad. You're not getting what you want. Doing what you're doing. So why do you keep doing the same thing? You're getting told on, and told on, and told on, and told on, and told on, because we're sick of you. Everybody's sick of you. Everybody's fucking sick of you. Over and over and over. That's all you've gotten is caught and told on. Mr. Perry. You're not getting a date. It's not going to happen. Guys that came to get that to me in jail, Charles. It's not your name on there. You're the me. Selfish butt-in. A wannabe. Never the wanted one. Fabian's the wanted one. Not you. Not you. It'll never be you. You cause fear and sadness. Boo is a private joke between one of those cops and I. I've known him a long, long, long time. A lot longer than I've known you. He's a badass. He's kicking your ass hard, isn't he? Gets information just like, boom, just like that. He's nice to people. He's nice to people, and you guys are cruel. Weren't you told that? Charles, anybody can see she's telling the truth. I didn't know he had it in you to be that cruel. And man's kindness brings blessing, and his cruelty will be his downfall. Fuck you. Get out of my face. You're pissing off people, Mr. Robertson and Mr. Perry, every time you take my money. You're pissing off people that have more power in their pinky toe than you will ever have. Every day you peep on me, every day Mike's in jail, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Perry, you're pissing people off that have more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. They got that to me in jail. Boo is a private joke between one of those cops and I. It also represents fear and the sadness that you cause. Everybody's sick and tired of feeling that, Charles. Don't peep. You don't have my consent. It's a crime. You disgust me. It's rape. It is not a trophy. It's a turnoff. That is why you're alone. And told on, and told on, and told on, and told on, and told on. Now, there's one more. Every day I'm broke. Every day Mike's in jail. Every day you peep. Every day you hack. You're causing me duress. Every time you contact my family and you have little meetings, and here's what you gotta say to her, and here's what you gotta ask her about. We need you to get her driver's license out of her purse. And then we need you to send her into Manford so Chief Ridley, that she likes, can be the one to arrest her, because we need to end that whole thing of her liking them. Because that's contributing to the support for Mike, and we've got to stop that. No, you don't. Fuck off. And you got caught. And you got caught. And that's harassment. It became clear pretty early on. They're doing the harassment, not her. They called us constantly. Do you know her whereabouts? What's her whereabouts? Can you tell me where she is? What's her whereabouts? Give me an address. We need to get her address and her whereabouts. Matthew Powell, stop that. Stop. Stop it. You've been doing that since Sepulpa. Everybody's sick and tired of taking your calls too. Stop. That's what his complaint was. She never calls us. They're doing all this crap to her car. They're doing all this shit. Laura called. She never called. She doesn't bug anybody. They never stop. It became pretty clear early on the harassment wasn't from her, it's from them. They never shut up. Joshua Burson, Matthew Powell, and Charles Perry call my office constantly, and I'm sick and tired of it. I have real crimes to solve. I don't have time for this. I moved 4 times. Fuck you. Fuck you, Perry. Respond appropriately to what's being said to you, like any reasonable, prudent, grown-ass man. Stop humiliating your own family. You owe Jacqueline Perry a whole lot of explanation. Nobody owes you one. Your kids won. Nobody owes you one. And nobody owes you a lie. And I said no. And when I say no, and you do it, can push him and push and push, all you do is piss me off. I said no, period. That's it. I've said no for 12 years. You ought to get it by now. 6-year-old would have got there faster. I have 2 boys that are now grown adults, successful. My oldest one is a successful worker. I'm not going to say his exact position or where he works. He's very successful in what he does. My youngest son is in college. He's about to graduate. They've done that despite you turning their life upside down. Because you know what I've taught my kids all our lives? We're not victims, we're victors. We're going to thrive. We're going to find a way to do good with whatever bad things happen to us. You can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose your response and you can control it. That's what you control, how you respond to what other people do to you that might be shitty. Use it. Use it to make yourself great. Not good, great. Overcome the adversity. Be a hero. Don't be a victim. You're not a victim. We're not victims. We had a challenge thrown at us we didn't expect. We're going to rise to the occasion. We're going to kick it in the teeth. We're going to move on to the next thing. And I taught my kids that all their lives. And that's why, to this day, Mr. Perry, despite the shit you put them through, one's successfully in a career, doing very well for himself, and the other one's about to graduate from college. And fuck you. You're an idiot, and everybody's tired of you. You're more caught in your crime than ever before in your life. Than ever before in your fucking weird-ass life. Shut up. You're more caught in your crime. This is one of those. McNamara email. Harassment email. Fabian puzzle. Mike was drugged email. I forgot that one. I said it before anybody else said it, dumbass. You're caught! Shut up! Right here, March 2020. He didn't do it, he was drugged in. He didn't get a full talks panel. That's a Brady violation. Oh, wow. A couple months later in May, sure as shit. You're caught. Shut up. Write it down. How many times were you caught before you met me, and how many after? You're pissing off people who have more power in their little toe than you'll ever have. Because you sit around acting like a little girl, watching TV, playing with a doll. While they work and catch your crime, David. Every day that I'm broke, every day Mike's in jail, every day you peep, every day you hack, every time you talk to me, when I've asked you to leave me alone, every day you harass my family, guess what happens? We get more information because you're about to go to prison. We're not going to use that to play at a party, Charles. It's going into a courtroom already. Wiretap orders. You heard of those? I said leave me alone, so leave me alone. So everybody was trying to say, yeah, please don't do this thing where they let people put shit out, blah, blah, blah. Only guess what they do? It's a technique now, being that they just had an article in the New York Times that Joe Biden and the CIA are using with Vladimir Putin. They're getting some intelligence, and they put it out before he has a chance to do it. And then you got an I told you so factor. We've been doing it since the McNamara email. You need to keep up, Charles. You're slow. It's embarrassing. You're very, very, very mentally slow. When you bother me, you get told on. There's no date. There's not going to be a date. You repulse me. You repulse me. I said no. When you keep pushing me after I say no, then you just piss me off. 12 years, you're a rejected fail. And you're caught, and you're told on, and you're caught in your crime. More than ever in your life. I said that before. Because you did that murder. We checked. You did it. And if you didn't, you wouldn't be going at me, trying to buy a lie, would ya? You would have stood up and had a press conference and said, she thinks we did it. I can see why. She filed a complaint about vandalism. I had just been recorded threatening to take her car away from her. And then all this crazy stuff happened to her car. Hole in the radiator hose, lights taken out, oil drained out. They fucking drained my entire thing of oil out of my car. Drained all of it. Wow. And then they put something in the trunk. And then they had it wrecked 4 times in 2 years. Right over the wheel. And then you guys got recorded again. Ah, that's starting to look a little fishy. You think? You think? You should have had a press conference, Mr. Perry. We didn't do it. But she's right. The facts don't add up to it being Mike. And we backed the blue. So let's find out who did do it. So that way there's no suspicion on me. And you didn't do that. You made sure I didn't testify for him. You made sure he didn't get a fair deal. Wrongful conviction like I've never seen in my life. He is a police officer, sir. You just got a bunch of cops pissed off at you. Not a good idea. Now, I don't know about Tulsa police. Everybody's disappointed, pretty disgusted with them right now. There's cops way outside of Tulsa. Surely you know that. Surely you know it's not just TPD. Oklahoma and Texas aren't the only cops in the world. Surely you're smart enough to figure that out, right? Are you too slow, even for that? It's resonated with people, what I've done, what I'm doing. Nobody likes a bully. They don't like people like you. I thought it was pretty heroic that I've been through what I've been through, and I wouldn't back off. Haven't. There's a lot of people impressed by my tenacity and my courage. So you're not making people believe you. You're making people more and more pissed at you. And guess what? A lot of people don't want to take your phone calls anymore. Hear you whining. So when you call people and they're busy, it might be that they just don't want to hear it today. They're busy. They have stuff to do. They have a life. Maybe you should try getting one. And then you won't bother everybody all the time with your drama queen act and your soap opera. Alright? Neil? You like Neil. That's pathetic Neil. Neil's not getting a date with her. She moved to get away from him. I've moved 4 times to get away from you and not have a fight and not have this drama weirdo shit. He didn't get a date with her. He's not gonna get a date with her. And you look as pathetic as him. You need to respond right to what's said to you. Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me alone. I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumb ass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I
No.
moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What
Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I
What
don't ever
happens-
want to hear your voice, to you. Please,
what
God
happened-
bless you, but
what
please leave
happened?
me alone.
What-
Please leave me alone. Please, stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk.
What does that say? What did I tell Pinto? What did I tell Dr. Russell? All I want for him to do is leave me alone. Leave. Leave me alone. Listen, when you start trying to tell me what to do, please remember who it is you're talking to. No one has caught your crime like we have. And you piss off people with more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. And I just went through all that. And so for you to now type in my computer, leave, remember who it is you're talking to, dumbass. You're caught. 12 years rejected and told on and caught 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 when you go at me. Shut up. You were not asked what you think, how you feel, or what you want, were you? Respond right to what was just said to you. Because you're acting like you don't understand. You can't comprehend it. You're mentally retarded. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that as a legit clinical diagnosis that our shrink has suspected and thought maybe you should have checked into. He's not responding appropriately to what she just said. She said, leave me alone. And his response is, I can see you. And then she says, leave me alone. And his response is, you need to leave Oklahoma. And then she says, leave me alone. And his response to that is, I'll give you money if you'll lie. And she says, leave me alone. And his response is, continue to harass and harass and harass. And she said, shut up and leave me alone. How embarrassing for you. How embarrassing for you that you're not understanding the words said to you and responding appropriately, Mr. Perry. I'm embarrassed by you. I wouldn't walk in a room with a weirdo like you on my arm for millions. I don't care how much money you have. What I want you to do is leave me the fuck alone. The first lawsuit I filed, I didn't ask for money. What did I ask for? Judge Irick, make this weirdo leave me the fuck alone. Shut up and leave me alone. Respond appropriately to what's just said. Because when you don't, you piss off a whole bunch of people with a whole lot more power than you will ever have. We control your leaks. You've never controlled your leaks. I got the Fabian puzzle in jail, right up under your nose. You had no power over that at all, did ya? You can't even control yourself. You're pathetic. You're pathetic as Neil.
Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you. I don't ever want to hear your voice, see you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me alone.
happened?
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. Stop stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you.
What
I don't ever want
happened?
to. Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm curious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes.
First, let me say that I'm happy that the lady in this video is okay. Second, let me break down what rape culture is.
He's happy she's okay. Mr. Perry, that's how the general public feels when a man is forcing himself on a woman against her will. Happy that she gets away. Happy that she's okay. They don't go celebrate and get a drink, get those beers on the hall, go when you hurt somebody. Your crime is more caught than ever in your lives because you pissed off people with more power in their pinky toe than you'll ever have. By now, you ought to be able to put that together in your head. You guys are a bunch of mental slows. David, everybody's wondering about your mental status too. They thought maybe you were the smart one. Turns out you're just as bad as Perry is. Because your crimes are more caught than ever in your lives when you fuck with me. And yet you get up every day and go right back at it. 6 times, Perry, that person got irritated. She had to say the same thing 6 times. It ought to take 1. I'm glad she's okay. You know how many people say that to my guys? What the fuck is wrong with you? You guys, I mean, if Perry calls back, tell him I'm busy. I don't want to talk to him. I'm sick and tired of hearing it. Somebody done me wrong song. I need a lie. I just need her to lie. He needs to leave her alone. When you do something that's illegal, that means it's an offensive, deviant act that we aren't willing to tolerate. And when you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. Genius. Leave me the fuck alone.
Culture is the fact that that man felt that he was entitled to some of this woman's time just because he said, let me talk to you for 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes. If she said no, no means no. Rape culture is the comments that she has on her video about how she should have just spoke to him or dressed differently. Rape culture is me taking the heat for calling out other men for their terrible behavior. Rape culture is trying to explain stuff as, oh, it's just locker room talk. No, it's not locker room talk. You should talk the same way wherever you are. We all know that rape is not about sex, it's about power. So for you to force yourself on somebody, even if you're just talking to them, is disgusting, dude.
Leave me alone!
He said it's disgusting. That means people don't like it when you do that. They don't like what you're doing, Charles. They don't like what you're doing, Dave. They don't like what you're doing, Matt. They don't like what you're doing, Josh. They don't like what you're doing, Joe. So you're getting told on and told on and told on and told on and told on, and you are going to stop. When you're told on, you're being stopped. You're pissing everybody off. Everyone's sick and tired of your soap opera. We have lives. We have shit to do. Why don't you? A 1-year-old little girl can sit on their ass and watch TV and pretend and play with dolls and unicorns. A 1-year-old little girl. You don't have to be a smart person or a power person to do that all day, and you owe your family better than that. Now, stay the fuck away from me and my family. I don't care what you think. Didn't ask ya. I said leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. We're sick of you. Everybody's sick and tired of you and your soap opera Days of Our Lives act. Your drama queen. You're a fucking queenie. Not diva, just queen. It's pathetic. You're pathetic. You embarrass everybody. Leave me alone. I said no. Period. I've said that every day for 12 years. No. No means no. Stop acting like a 1-year-old little girl. Go fucking work and leave us alone.
Stalking me! Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave
happened?
me alone. Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll
No,
leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice, you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone.
What-
Please leave me alone. Stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop! I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why
No, I don't. Just talk.
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to